Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, and welcome to Daily Flash. Thank you. I don't know if you heard that in the back.
Mackenzie.
Apparently there's, is that who it was?
Mackenzie,
I just heard
yes.
Mitch was the best yelled out. That's all I know. Sweet baby James, we got him working somewhere else today in the control room.
He's the man about town.
We put him by the door as a bouncer, and I think it's the best thing in the world for him. Don't you agree?
The man for all seasons,
Yeah,
yes.
he truly is. So he's going to be, there he is. There's sweet baby, bouncing in the control room.
Yes, he
In
is.
more ways than one, right? And this guy right here, we like to call him Matt Doolittle.
You know where you can bounce is dailyflashshow.com.
Oh,
Make sure
yeah.
you go there. Send us a note, flash at dailyflashshow.com. And to those folks out there, I'm sorry I can't hug sweet baby James today, but
I know.
you can send us a note, share, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff on our website.
You miss the makeout sessions that he and James used to do. Do you miss that?
I do a little bit.
Thursday.
him and I went to Vegas once. Okay, and I've been to Vegas with you how many times?
You know, one year I just slept. I didn't even do anything. Y'all went out, and I go, I'm going to sleep here on the floor. I gave y'all, because we all crashed all in one big hotel room, and I go, I'll sleep on the floor, you guys. I think it was my room.
And I got the big bed.
Yeah.
But you did have the Elvis curtains, which makes a huge difference.
Elvis, velvet.
The
first
blackout.
off, anything.
We love the Luxor. Let's just put it
The
there.
Luxor.
The Luxor.
And
Might not return that love, but we do.
You had a good time. You didn't leave it in the hangover condition, did you?
No,
Okay.
nothing
like that? No tiger?
Not that
that time.
But I'll have to tell you, I think I've told you the story of one.
Well, I don't think you have.
We decided one year to go. We were booked in a high class hotel outside of Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's
it. That's
where
all
it ends right here, and I'll tell you the rest
During
off
the
air.
commercial break.
An ice maker was involved.
Always have your key with you.
We need a show called During the Commercial Break.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yes.
I'm there.
Okay, there's a new job trend, and a lot of experts say it's a bit terrifying because we've heard of quiet quitting, right? Do you remember that job trend?
Is you really have no balls to quit, and so you just take forever to quit.
Exactly, and then acting your wage, which means that you act the way you want in order to earn the money that you want.
Dress for the job you want, not what you have. Right?
Exactly, and then there was bare minimum Mondays where people just basically phone it in.
I can't.
Yeah.
I agree with that one sometimes. But
about that Monday.
Get some Mondays.
That's right. And then of course, Casual Friday.
Love
Casual Friday. New job trend is called job hugging.
Okay, you got it.
Job hugging.
HR must love this.
Yeah, so it's basically when someone decies, like Matt, to hug their boss right there. There you go. It's
in Vegas hotel room.
In a Vegas hotel room with an ice maker. I can't wait to hear this story. It's basically you're hanging on to a job not because you like it, not because you see that you could advance with it, but because you're not certain that there's anything else that's out there that's better for you in this current job market.
Okay, and you know what? I can see a lot of people relating to that. And also, what we can tell you, and what I can tell you, and you only unfortunately sometimes learn this stuff by experience, is that when you are comfortable somewhere, you do not grow.
No.
And so this job hugging, I imagine, is like, look, I really don't want to go outside my comfort zone and find anything, right?
Yes, and that's the reason why it's a bit of a concern, because it's not like the quiet quitting where you're just kind of like, you've got your sights set on something else. You're kind of miserable in that job, but you're hanging on to it, and it's not that you're motivated for the reasons like money or family or success or learning something new or moving on. You're just stagnating in that job until something better comes along, and then you're out.
And I got to tell you that there's nothing worse than that, I think, because when you do not, there's other people that are affected because you don't want to do your job the best way that you can, or up to the standards at least.
Yes, and so that's the problem too, because it not only affects your job, It affects your family at home because you're miserable,
Oh, that's a good
right?
point, yeah.
And it also affects your coworkers because you're not pulling your weight.
You're not pulling your weight, and then that, like I said, then other people have to do your job,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate. And they're seeing this more, I would imagine, as a bigger trend.
Yes.
Especially now, we talked about it. People actually going back to work and not working from home anymore.
Yeah, the return to office mandate,
Right,
which so
RTO.
many companies say, hey, it's time that we get people back into the office, which is, I think, important. But there's also this AI element to it where people are like, I'm not sure where my job will
Ooh, good
be
point.
in 5 years. So do I just hang on here and hug my job for the current moment until I figure out where my company, my industry is going?
I find it very interesting that it's called job hugging instead of career hugging, because sometimes you say in a career, you
Yes.
know what I'm saying, but
Yes.
you want to move on within that career to like a different level, and when you get to an age 2, you're like, what's the next level? What am I doing next?
Right.
I love what I'm doing. Maybe as far as a career goes, but the job that I might have, and so that's why I could see them specifically going down on job hugging.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people are seeing also, if you look on LinkedIn at all, is that these recruiters are having to deal with the AI reading through resumes and everybody
Yes.
not
Yeah.
being able to actually get to the person they're supposed to talk to.
But I fault the employer for that, because if you really want quality people, why are
100%.
you relying on an AI
Okay.
filter?
Yeah, and it's getting. I watched some. I did a deep dive one time on all they go through now. My wife is looking for. I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but she was downsized, so she's looking for a new job. So she's been doing things. She said yesterday she had to take a test, and it was
Your wife had to take a test?
She's a doctor. right?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Your wife is
to
like one
find
of the
for this
smartest
job.
people I've ever met.
She's like one of those to where like she figured out stuff that was like she does all kinds of research, and she goes, I think I did okay on it, and I go, you did fine on
Yeah.
it. But to the point that I mentioned is that she is obviously now looking. She said that what companies are doing now, they'll go through your social media. What's your present? They go through
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
They look for it, and through the help of AI.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's fair sometimes, because does my social media, does that really truly represent who I am? But if it does,
But I think you have to
then
be
you
careful
need to think
on
about that
stuff.
now.
You have to be careful on
Yes.
there.
Well,
I mean,
I'm
you
saying,
go
yeah,
online,
man.
it's what? My cats and my wife. That's it.
You got to, well, he'll be great at a veterinary. It's kind of like that Army test they used to do in high school. Did you have to do that?
No, I
okay,
don't
so
think
the Army
so.
would come in and you would take this test, and they would tell you, well, you'd be great as a as an engineer, or
Oh, no,
you'd be
I
great
don't remember
directing
that.
traffic, Mitch English, and
Directing traffic.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what that basically is, that AI, it's trying to figure out who you are
Right.
and what you are, and so maybe even some of your passion. ASVAB, thank you. Hugo's telling me now the name of. Thank you, Hugo.
ASVAB.
It's called ASVAB, and it's happening more and more and more, and businesses you wouldn't even think of. The basis is that you do more damage to. This is an employer side.
Yeah.
And as I got into management, I'm learning more about this. Is that you do more harm to your company by hiring just one bad employee?
So true.
It screws everything
Yeah.
up. And so now they're like, well, we want to find that right one
Right.
to do. But so maybe that adds on to what you were saying with job hugging. It's like, well, I probably won't find anything else. I mean, I'm pretty well
Yes.
established here.
And we've all been in those job situations where you've had to deal with the bad apple, and it's impossible to get rid of them. I mean, it's one of those things. So if you are job hugging, maybe you are the bad apple, and maybe you're like, well, I'm not probably going to get a job anywhere else, so I better just hang out here and like make everyone else's lives
Make it miserable.
Yeah.
And what's misery loves company, right?
Yes,
That's what they do.
exactly.
And then that way, and then when other people are miserable, you go, see, it's not me. It's not me. You know what? Actually, it is. It's that thing where it's like if everybody else has an issue but you don't,
Yeah.
or you're probably the one with the
Yes.
issue with the problem with that. Listen. There is nothing worse than having that person to be around. When I was
Look, Thumbs was great until he
Thumbs.
microwaved crabs. If you have an employee that microwaves crabs
During
and
the
you can
show.
smell it through the whole
Oh,
show,
I must have missed that day. I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
Well, and we also worked at a place where if the microwave turned on, all
Your
the
microphones.
microphones started making noises. That's all how we always knew that. And I don't. Oh, we would call him Thumbs because he'd work teleprompter, and he would fall asleep on the teleprompter. And then we go, that's where his nickname came from.
He had to work at Cleo's.
And he worked at a strip club.
He was working in a strip club overnight, and then he'd come to the job the next morning.
It was usually during weather, because during weather you wouldn't have to, mess with the teleprompter. Anyway, they go over, and then I'd see him sleeping, and I go, you okay? His real name? And he'd go,
thumbs up.
Thumbs up. That's where he got the name Thumbs.
I didn't know
Because he would always do that. Hey, he might have been tired at his job, maybe.
Yes.
But anyway, I miss that guy.
Job
too.
tired. I do too.
I miss all of that whole.
I do think, to quickly add to your point about social media, I do think it's important that employers look through all their potential employees' social media accounts, because I think that tells you a lot about who you're about to hire.
And in person too. And we also talked about, we're out of time, but don't bring your parents to your job interview.
No.
Do it.
Let them get to know you.
Yeah.
And rehearse and practice. Tell you what, we'll have more trending news stories when we return.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. What happens when you combine rock and classical music with dazzling pyrotechnics, lasers, and incredible storytelling? Well, you guessed it, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
This winter, experience the ultimate rock Christmas tradition. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting the Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. An awe-inspiring blend of rock, classical, and holiday music for the entire family. Don't miss this season's most exciting concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, coming to a city near you. Go to tsotickets.com for info.
Joining us now to talk about their new show, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, are the TSO's musical director, Pitrelli, and vocalist Yayla Reeves. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us, buddy.
So when will the Ghosts of Christmas Eve tour begin?
I think opening night for both of us is on November the 13th. And we're going to be in production rehearsals about a month prior to that. We're going to try to run the show 40 or 50 times to make sure that you guys, opening night is a perfect first show. But when we come to see you, it may be our 15th, 20th, 30th show, but it's your first show. All right, so we rehearse so much that every show is a perfect first show.
What's different about a Trans-Siberian Orchestra show compared to, let's say, your average rock show?
Everything.
We're not your average rock show, that's for sure.
Look.
So give our viewers a bit of a sneak peek, if you can, at what they'll be seeing at this year's show.
Nope. Can't do it. Hey, to be honest with you, we don't really know. We won't see the production until we get to production rehearsals in Omaha, Nebraska in a couple weeks. What we can tell you is that musically the show is completely different than anything you've ever seen before. We're going to bring back Paul O'Neill's wonderful story, A Ghost of Christmas Eve. We'll do that in its entirety. The front of the show will be completely different. In the back half of the show, we're actually going to pay tribute to the 25th anniversary of our album Beethoven's Last Night. Now, Kayla and I traveled the planet touring for that years ago in the spring, but this will be the first time ever on a winter tour that we're going to bring that story to life a little bit as well.
Also, you guys do a lot for charity. Tell us about the money raised for charity this year.
I think it's really Paul's story.
Yeah.
There's a sense of honesty and realness and
Vulnerability.
Of course, it always has a happy ending, but I think people can insert themselves in that story, and then all of a sudden the story becomes about them. And it really resonates with people.
Yeah. They love it as much as we do.
What do you think it is about TSO that resonates with so many people?
Well, again, going back to Paul O'Neill, first show we ever did in the Tower Theater in Philadelphia, I believe. He said he wanted to donate $1 from every ticket sold back into the community. He said, we're going to do that forever. And that was just about 21 million tickets ago. So if you do the math, those dollars have added up, and Paul did change the world. And we're very proud of him, and we're proud to carry on his legacy.
All right, how can we get tickets and find out more information?
You can go to trans-siberian.com or tsotickets.com.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll have that link on our website at dailyflashshow.com. We may even have some lasers and pyrotechnics show up on screen, too.
All right, thank you, AJ. I might have some lasers for my own little segment right here. This is the time of the show where we all hear about a story, we stop and just all say, Mitch, please. All right, have you heard about the Canadian mole man up in Calgary? Cops say that a 46-year-old guy decided the best way to handle his upstairs neighbor wasn't to knock on the door, leave a note, or I don't know, maybe just call the landlord. No, he grabbed some tools and started tunneling like he was auditioning for the Shawshank Redemption Condo Edition.
No.
Not only that, he went upward, not downward. Neighbors complain about hearing weird scratchy noises, and at first they thought, maybe it's raccoons, maybe it's squirrels. Turns out it was their neighbor literally coming through the floor. So imagine, you're living your life, you're making dinner, and suddenly a dude just pops up out of the wall, and with kind of like a twisted version of whack-a-mole, right?
Yeah.
Well, cops arrested him before he can actually complete his all the way through underground edition. He's facing some charges. Now, his motive? Well, basically, it's just a plain old neighbor dispute. So the lesson very clear: if you don't like the guy that lives upstairs, don't call a contractor, call a counselor. Better yet, just wear headphones. Ever have one of those neighbors, Jackson?
Yes. Oh, yeah. When I lived in Los Angeles, we lived in a downstairs apartment, and we had upstairs neighbors. They had hardwood floors, and they wore the biggest, clunkiest shoes, and at all hours of the night, and it's like, I can't take it
Okay,
anymore.
so funny you bring that story up because I was the exact same thing, except I was the guy that me and my wife
You were
lived
the
upstairs, and
upstairs?
we had hardwood floors. And so the way that our neighbor downstairs to get back at us was she cranked up her stereo because she knew I worked from midnight till 6 on radio.
Oh, man.
So I happen to know where you turn off all the power for her. I did.
bullet go through my ceiling.
A bullet
Bullet. Yeah.
from
upstairs.
somebody, shooting downward.
Shooting down.
Not sure if I could handle that for
Oh,
sure.
my goodness, Matt.
You're the number one neighbor with a bullet. If you're that.
Ay. Well, do you want to live in a 1950s diner? Well, now you can, because a Long Island home is up for sale. The price for this diner house? $1.97 million.
Wow.
From the street, now the house blends in with all of its Long Island neighbors, but behind its traditional exterior, there is a playful secret. The 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house features 3,700 square feet of living space, but the real star is located underground. Check this out. That's where visitors are transported into a chrome time capsule.
cool.
Complete with black and white checkered floors, red booths, neon signs, and a fully operational jukebox. The owner has spent more than 2 decades curating what he describes as the ultimate retro retreat. I want a milkshake just looking at that.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
Let's
would
go
it
to the
be?
diner
I like it.
downstairs.
KSA Entertainment is dedicated to uplifting the communities we serve. Through KSA Cares, we're bringing awareness to the causes that matter most, supporting those who work tirelessly to make a difference. From honoring veterans to championing environmental responsibility, KSA Cares is committed to inspiring positive change. At KSA Entertainment, we're here for the stories that bring us closer. Innovate with us. We can make a difference.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm
Hey.
Andrea Jackson along with Mitch English. So Gen X is sharing a list of things they survived that they know would freak out the current generations growing up in today's tech age. So here we go. Number 1 on the list, dodgeball. I love dodgeball.
Okay, so if the kids don't know what dodgeball is, basically you have 2 lines, people line up, and then you just, as hard as you can try to hit the
and it was a red rubber ball that had like feathered prints on
I
it,
remember
and
that.
you would,
For
if you got
grip.
and if you got hit a certain way, that would stay with you for a while.
You don't see those red rubber balls
No,
anywhere
you don't.
anymore. I remember we played kickball with them all the time,
Yeah.
and really what the whole concept was is to just help somebody. It was all movie, of course,
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn in it.
Yeah, well, so Gen Alpha's replaced dodgeball with a kinder, gentler Gaga ball, which is a Nerf ball.
No.
No, don't bother doing it if
How
you
can
can't
you
do it
hum
right.
under that? I agree.
Taking the number 2 spot, cursive writing.
I miss cursive writing.
I do
for
too.
Sure.
From about 3rd grade on, Gen X was learning the craft of handwriting, something known as penmanship, ladies and gentlemen, which doesn't seem to exist much anymore.
Our friend, mutual friend, Ashley Campbell, she started a whole company based off of writing
That's
again,
right.
and just writing and cursive writing. I only write in cursive when if it's a fast note. And I don't want anybody to understand what it is that I'm saying. But there is an art to cursive writing, and I miss that.
And there's something about a handwritten note too
100%.
that I think people definitely don't appreciate. Boredom was number 3 on the list. Boredom was what filled the space our tech gadgets now fill during every waking moment. It was a great moment to come up with ideas, go outside and play.
And Catherine Sellery, our parenting expert that we have on, and I believe if you ask any parenting expert, they will agree by saying that kids need to be bored. And that sounds so weird to say, but that's when the imagination, that's when the cardboard box turns into a race car and stuff. Because they're not, oh, well, I can always go to my phone, or I always go to my computer.
Yeah, exactly. Babysitting. Hard to believe babies were babysitting babies back in the 80s and 90s. I remember being 11, 12 years old, babysitting my nieces or my cousins, right? And it was crazy to think, like, back then they'd just leave you alone with the kids for, the entire day.
A 12 or 13-year-old, they're living life. And if you're a new parent, pay your babysitter very well.
Yes.
They will grow up with your kids, and they will always be the first. If they get a choice, they'll pick you. We had one until all the way she went to college, because we paid her well. And took care of her and always brought her home food and everything. She loved working for us.
Crazy to think of those days. Number 5, waiting for photos.
Yes.
Imagine having to wait 3 to 5 days after you drop off a tiny canister to get your photos back, and then the only way to share them, copies sent via USPS or showing the envelope full of snaps to friends. Yeah. Number 6, driving without GPS.
That is I could see, even me nowadays, we are so used to it, right?
Yeah, I can't imagine that I survived driving around Los Angeles with what was called the Thomas Brothers Guide, and you'd have to match up the page numbers in order to find the place you were traveling to. So if you were trying to go to a certain location, you had to match up page numbers top to bottom in order to get to that. And then write down, you're writing down your course. While you're driving.
Right.
Yeah.
It's scary altogether. We need it because, of course, when the mushroom people take over, we're not going to have GPS. We're not going to know how to get anywhere. So
true. And then long before the days of GPS or the maps.
We go to the next one.
Yeah, you can scroll up. MapQuest. Do you remember printing out directions from MapQuest?
Can't have that. Yeah, I remember that.
10, 20 pages, and if you weren't smart, you get all the advertisements on the back end.
100%.
So there you go.
And then I remember the first time where you go, do you want to send this to your phone? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Beep. And they're going to do that. All right. Okay. Cracker Barrel. They have heard you loud and clear. They're now calling off that company that make what they're calling a woke makeover. So who do we actually have to thank for their campaign that kicked off this Cracker Barrel war? Watch.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and somehow I became famous for making a TikTok that went viral about Cracker Barrel. And you might say, what makes one famous? Well, I'm here to tell you. Maybe ending up in the Wall Street Journal. Or receiving an incredible merch box from the real OG Cracker Barrel.
No, that's not the OG Cracker Barrel.
That was the new logo.
No, that is. Actually, that is an old one. It doesn't have Uncle Herschel on it.
Yes.
If we can pop it up real quick, I don't know if you can or not, Keegan, or we'll have them do it. But that logo, it doesn't have Herschel on it. The new logo that they created looked like you did it in Microsoft Paint.
Yes.
It looked different than that.
It did, yes. It was just a round blob.
Right. So this woman is 38 years old. She's from Tennessee. That's the home state of Cracker Barrel. She posted a video on social media back in April criticizing the company for taking away and replacing it with barn dorminium look. After more than 2 million views, tons of feedback, company, they decided to, let's make plans to wokeify the barrel. That includes bringing Uncle Herschel and the rocking chair back to the old logo. I like the new look. I'm upset that they can go back with the other logo, but the inside of this place I think looks cleaner and it's organized. That's why I love it, because otherwise it just looked like somebody blew up at an antique store and just crap landed on the window.
I'm with you. I love the makeover, but I didn't like the motivation behind it. And I think that's the problem most people had with it.
So, and I know you have an opinion. And they brought back some of the stuff they left off the menu. Flash at dailyflashshow.com. You can still talk about it to us with that email.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's Trends, tomorrow's Talk. Our Big Daddy James, he's in the control room today, but we've got Matt Doolittle.
Hey, Matty!
Eye on our stations across the nation.
219 beautiful stations across the country that love us, and the American Forces Network. Now, today, we are calling out WBCF in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah!
I have been there. It is a fantastic hootenanny shindig.
Myrtle Beach, where south of the border, that place, it's like what Buc-ee's is now.
Yes.
It's called south of the border.
Yeah.
Is it a gas station?
It's like a gas station kind of
Really?
place, and
South of the
you
border.
made it. It looks like you're in Mexico. It's like a Mexican village, but it's Myrtle Beach, I believe, right?
It is Myrtle Beach.
Okay, very cool.
And it's a good time there. Trust me, it's a good time.
Myrtle Beach. Yeah, I like that. Hey, Myrtle Beach. And if you're in Myrtle Beach, we want to hear from you. We'd love to just shoot us an email.
please
Flash
do.
at dailyflashshow.com. You can always go to our
Send
website.
us a picture of south of the
Yeah,
border.
oh, south of the border. Yeah, so Jackson
Yeah,
can see it,
I
and then
wanna
she
see
can
it.
go there and come back with the souvenir.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes to meet people, especially when you go to college and you're a freshman,
Yes.
and you want to find meeting people. It's difficult for me. Believe it or not, when I go to parties, it's hard for me to talk to people unless my wife is really good at it. She'll talk and start a conversation. But
Yes.
for me to go up and start a conversation with somebody I don't know, it is hard for me.
I think people would be surprised to know that you're kind of an introvert, you're kind of shy, but it takes a little bit of
It had to take one or two things.
yeah.
You gotta
Yes.
fluff them.
Well, I don't know if that's the right word to use. Alcohol breaks down stuff.
Liquid courage.
I quit drinking. I do not drink at all. But if I have a wing person, it helps
Yes.
me out. So I love this idea that it's basically a marketing experiment, and Coca-Cola is the one who did this. I don't know if you heard about this. So they realized that freshmen sometimes they kind of feel awkward
Yes.
during their first week at
Oh,
college.
100%.
You can imagine. They built a soft drink machine with a twist.
Okay.
Literally, the bottles that come out of this, you can go get you. It's free. Go get you a Coke. In order, though, for you to drink it, you have to find somebody else with another Coke and kind of connect it together and to be able to twist off the top.
I love this.
And so it was basically an instant icebreaker, and I love that. So you didn't have any forced conversation, no cheesy slogans. Coca-Cola, I think this is a great idea. Number one, that was the only way that you could open up the bottle. Is like, hey, excuse me,
Yeah.
can you help me out? And you probably, I need to get mine open, and then. Twist. It's very important that you use the word twist. And not screw the thing. But I think it's one. I
Coke
love
with
that
a
companies did something like that. They saw something. They go,
Yeah.
how can we go after outside of social media? And of course, I saw this on social media, but it's neat. This.
Well, because so many college kids are glued to their
Oh,
phones,
that's another good
and
point,
this is
yeah.
all they're doing.
And even-
So you've got to start making human connections a priority again.
That's a
Not
good
social
point.
media connections, but human connections. You know where this would be ideal? Congress. You put one Coke machine for the Democrats, one for the
Coke, are you
Republicans,
listening?
and hold on, and you have to make the twist tops. Only one, Democrat
Red or
has
blue?
to twist. Yeah, red or blue. And you have to find the blue versus the red, twist, conversate.
That's what I was gonna ask. Are they gonna take Diet Coke or Coke Zero or Coke?
Well,
And
we know
then
the
you
White
gotta-
House will be Diet Coke.
Diet Coke,
because
yes.
so-
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Whatever it is, but I think it would be brilliant.
You could see this being used in what a great party thing. Like
Yes!
like a company should do stuff like this.
An
I love that.
icebreaker, if you will.
And I love that. I love that idea. Just you have to be very specific in Congress saying Coca-Cola, not
Yeah.
Coke.
Right, because
Because they can hide it in places
and
in the
that's
White
a good
House.
time.
Apparently,
Sure.
right?
It's a good
Right,
time.
right.
It's a really good time.
It's
Yeah.
a good time.
It's a good time. I love that that idea. I think more companies need to start doing stuff like this. And for what it was worth, it got us talking about Coca-Cola, who have been at the forefront of knowing how to market since their inception.
Now, if
They're
it's up
everywhere.
north, are they calling it pop? Because that's a
But
whole
see,
thing.
you could start that.
So
Hey,
you pop.
soda.
Hey, can you help me open
if
my
it's in
pop?
Michigan,
Yeah.
it's pop.
in Florida, guess what it's called?
Soda.
Coke.
Well, Coke.
Coke.
It's
Coke.
Coke no
Coke.
matter what. You
Yeah.
say, give me a Coke. What kind? Dr. Pepper. Makes no sense.
Are you a Coke or a Pepsi person?
I'm a Coke person. More.
Coke, me too. Coke.
If I'm going to make a choice, I don't
Yeah.
drink soft drinks anymore.
Yeah.
But if I drink a soft drink, it'd be Dr.
Diet
Pepper.
Coke.
And you're Diet Coke.
Tell us what you love. Do you say pop? Do you say
Pop.
soda?
Yeah, from all
Coke?
over the country, exactly.
Hey, from insulin to EpiPens, the rising costs of life-saving medications are hitting parents very hard these days. Emily Lampkin, founder of the Women Leaders Series, is joining us now to discuss what is behind the increases and what could be done to bring relief to parents. Welcome to the show.
Back to school season should mean backpacks and notebooks, not sticker shock at the pharmacy. For millions of parents, soaring drug prices are causing additional stress as already stretched household budgets become even more challenging to manage. For nearly 20 years, EpiPens climbed from just $100 to now over $650. More than 80% of voters say drug companies are ripping us off. Lawmakers are finally taking notice. Families need relief now. Learn more at pharmareformalliance.com.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with AJ, Andrea Jackson. He has the need for speed and a lawyer. Dun, dun, dun. Cops finally caught up with the mysterious speed demon who had been illegally tearing up motorways in a Ferrari Formula One style car for nearly 6 years. This happened in the Czech Republic. Like many of us who are on the run from Johnny Law. I don't know if y'all call that. He finally made a mistake. He was spotted at a gas station. Cops there tracked his moves. Thanks to witnesses, they called in his whereabouts along with an entourage of other really fancy cars. The 51-year-old shouldn't have known better. He was arrested. But authority says he's not talking. The Phantom has been evading law enforcement since 2019. He's a scofflaw. And when you have a car like that, that's from Seinfeld. When you have a car like that, it seems like it should be easier to find. But again, we're talking about the Czech Republic, so maybe
6 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It sounds to me like he was also driving within a group. So
yeah, it did. Yeah,
then they had other sports cars that were involved. But the fact that this guy's been able to get away with it for 6 years is kind of shocking.
The new laws, man, like for the longest time, in the state of Georgia, I was a super speeder, and if you go over a certain amount of speed, no matter what, you're considered that, and your ticket goes from like $200 to $1,000, and your insurance goes crazy. Well, Florida picked up that as well. And believe me, that's why I drive my wife's Prius now more often, because I know it can't go. Since I've been doing the work, I've been taking my truck. But I know what long distance is. I'll take her car.
We know who's driving the Prius because you have your logo on the back.
Yes, I have my face on it. Well, I got to do the advertising.
I wonder if that helps when you get pulled over, that you've got your face and your website and everything on the back. It doesn't help? No?
The only time that happened one time, I was flying in the middle of, it was in Laughlin. No, it was somewhere in Nevada. Cop pulled me over, walked up to, I gave him the thing. This was when I was working on Daily Buzz. I gave him my license. I promise you this is as long as it went. And he goes, hey, he's speeding. And he goes, yeah. Hey, you're the weather guy from Daily Buzz, right? And I go, yeah, you're Mitch, right? Yeah. I go, yeah. He goes, man, you got to slow down. Have a good one, man. Love the show. And the whole time I'm going, what? And, dude, I was going like 90, 95.
T-shirt at the airline.
No, I didn't have anything. Yes, that's why I do it now, Matt. Because I want to know, look, I used to be somebody.
Oh, come on now.
You are somebody.
Don't super speed.
Yeah, anyway, that's the moral of the story. Thank you.
Don't super speed. I think buying a photo of someone else's unborn baby is odd. Well, that's because it is. Yeah. But now marketplace app Mercari has changed course. The Japanese e-tailer just pulled the plug on selling ultrasound photos for safety reasons.
Why?
I just don't understand this. Anyone posting pregnancy pics or ultrasounds online could put babies at risk for ID theft, digital kidnapping, and other dangers. Experts stress that sharenting can make babies prime targets for digital thieves.
Yeah, wait until the baby's born. Then, if you want to show pictures, then I could see that because, if like, well, this fetus is probably going to come out in October or whatever. Yeah. Then you go, all right, now you can know closer when that birthday might be. So you can see, I know it sounds far-fetched, but why would you want to sell your pictures? It's a weird looking, sonogram. I mean, that's what it is, right? But there's a market. How is there a market for it? I don't know, but there is. If you think about that. Keep as much information to yourself as you can. More Flash after this.
Now that the kids are back in school, juggling homework, reading, those after-school activities, it can all be a huge challenge. Here's tech expert Carly Knobloch with some solutions to help you and your family handle it all. Carly, what are some of your favorite devices this school season?
Well, first, busy parents are going to love this new note-taking companion that feels like writing on real paper. It's the Kindle Scribe. It's a digital notebook that lets you take notes, create to-do lists, and plan your week all in one place. You can convert handwritten notes to text and summarize your notes with AI. Plus, now you can write in the margins of books or on documents or PDFs that you're reading, so you can take notes wherever inspiration strikes. And then every year, I feel like backpacks are getting heavier and heavier, so so these Kindle Kids devices can help. They're a light, portable way to carry thousands of books in one. Every device comes with a subscription to Amazon Kids Plus for access to all the books that kids love, like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, or Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Plus, you get a kid-friendly case, built-in parental controls, weeks of battery life, and a glare-free screen that's easy on little eyes.
Those are some pretty good ideas. Now, for families working and studying at home, internet speed is always a challenge. What are some new solutions?
Yeah, kids do their homework on devices these days, so it's critical to have a home network with the speed that they need. The Eero 7 gives you fast, reliable internet for streaming, studying, and working in apartments and homes. And the Eero Pro 7 is designed for busier households or small to medium businesses that need to support lots of devices at once. Both of them feature true mesh technology, eliminating dead spots and finding you the fastest connection in every corner of your home.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. What about tech to help us with some peace of mind?
Absolutely. Whether you're keeping an eye out for school supply deliveries or you just want to say hi to your kid when they get home from school, the Blink video doorbell has you covered this school season. It's super easy to set up, gives you a full view of your porch, and with two-way talk, you can chat with whoever's at the door. And for just $69.99, it runs on battery for up to 2 years. So it's a great value and gives you that peace of mind.
And Carly, where can we go for more information?
Yeah, for more information on everything I covered today, you can head over to inthenews.tv.
Carly, thank you for sharing those ideas with us today. We'll be sure to post this on our website as well, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Rewiring America has launched the Save on Better Appliances campaign to help homeowners cut costs and make sure they make smart choices before time runs out. Joining us now is Ari Matuziak, the group's president and CEO, with practical tips to lock in savings now and for the future.
People's energy bills are going up. Now, that's happening all over the country, and it's a concern for families everywhere who are looking for ways to have those energy bills go back down. And these federal tax credits are a way to do that because they are available for purchases of equipment and upgrades that can lower your bills for years to come. But these federal tax credits are all going away. For the EVs, they're going away at the end of this month in just a couple of weeks. And for everything else, pretty much by the end of the year. You really should take advantage of all the money that's yours and not leave anything on the table. So we created a one-stop shop for this at rewiringamerica.org/save. Where you can go in and use our calculator and find out about all those incentives from the federal down to the local, where you can make a plan for what upgrades make sense for you so that you and your family are most informed and making the best decisions for you. For more information, you go to rewiringamerica.org/save.
All right, moving right along. It seems like there's like a pill for everything these days, right? From vitamins to those little blue diamonds, you know what I'm talking about. And now there may actually be a pill for you to take that can be for a younger brain. And joining us now to talk more about it is Hillary Brueck. She is the health correspondent for Business Insider. Hillary, welcome to the show. First off, what does this pill actually do to your brain? Is it like Adderall or something?
So this is an experimental pill that scientists are working on called RTR-242. So it's still in development, doesn't have a name yet, but it's meant to kickstart this process called autophagy, which is actually our cellular recycling process in the body. So the idea is to clear out old junk inside your cells, break down some of those components, kind of like cleaning up the junkyard, finding usable parts the body can reuse for energy, discard the junk, and get things running smoothly again.
You mentioned in your article that 10 healthy years, basically inside of your article, you mentioned 10 healthy years. Basically, does this pill give you 10 years of your life back? Is that what we're saying? Or is it just helping you think more clearly?
Yeah, it's still too early to say exactly how well the pill is going to perform. They're going to be safety testing it here in a few months. But the idea of the startup that is building this pill called Retro Biosciences is hoping their end goal is to give people 10 extra healthy years at the end of life. So the idea would be instead of having, cognitive decline or mental issues, that you would be able to function without any of that decline longer at the end of life.
You know, there are some people that will say things like, you know, microdosing mushrooms and that sort of thing, because it rewires the brain some way. There's, I don't know if you mentioned if that's even in the same realm. Is this kind of doing the same, or doing that? Basically, it's rewiring everything in your body to make sure that it's running at better capacity, or?
It's really more of a junk cleaning process than any sort of rewiring the brain. It's more just getting the old junk out of there and allowing things to flow smoothly again.
That makes sense. You know, Alzheimer's, we have come a long way as far as, you know, just treatment for it. What effect does this actually have on people who may suffer from Alzheimer's?
Unfortunately, still a little too early to say. They are safety testing it, so we haven't seen it perform in Alzheimer's patients yet. But of course, you know, there are signs that the number of Alzheimer's patients is going to double by 2060 in the US. So this is going to be a large and still increasing problem in the years to come.
I would imagine, though, because as we said when we started off, there's a pill for everything. People there's got to be a healthy lifestyle that goes along with this, right?
Definitely. I mean, some of the most amazing studies about Alzheimer's have shown time and time again that things like a healthy diet and exercise really do move the needle quite a lot. There's been a lot of attention on the Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
So fresh vegetables, fish, nuts, things like avocados really can have a quite large impact, even on people who have a genetic predisposition to Alzheimer's.
Makes a lot of sense. We want to thank you for your article. By the way, you can check it out on Business Insider. And if you want more information about this new pill for a younger brain, we'll have links on our website. It's dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
We are not done with this show. Welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch and AJ with you. It's time for us to look at the lifestyles of the rich and famous. We'll dive into celebrity real estate.
Okay, we're going to start with pop sensation Ricky Martin, who has listed his Upper East Side home for $6.5 million, down from its initial $8.5 million asking price nearly a decade ago. Martin purchased the 4-bedroom Manhattan full-floor spread back in 2012. He also owns a mid-century mansion in Beverly Hills. Martin's New York nest is 3,100 square feet, features a large entryway that leads to living and dining rooms with 10-foot high ceilings, floor-to-ceiling windows. There's also a chef's kitchen. The building amenities include a gym with Pilates and yoga studios, a squash court, a children's playroom, and even a library. How fancy schmancy is that? Outside, there's a landscape courtyard with a waterfall and on-site parking. The parking part of that for New York is
probably
penny.
worth the money, right?
Yeah.
But how is having a library living La Vida Loca? How is that living La Vida Loca? I want to know. All right, move on. Funny girl, Rebel Wilson. She looks fantastic, and so does her Sydney, Australia property. However, she's pulling it back just a little bit in 2024. The 45-year-old pitch perfect star has her apartment back now on the market for $2 million. It's tucked away in a cool old soap factory building. Wilson purchased the 2-bedroom back in 2018. The house-like loft apartment features 2 levels, outdoor living space, 2 balconies, rooftop terrace. The master bedroom has a sprawling walk-in closet and in-suite. EV drivers will be thrilled to find a charging station installed already in the parking garage.
Oh, that's nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, come sail away with me. 76-year-old Styx co-founder and bassist Charles Chuck Panazzo, who is listing his magical oasis near Fort Lauderdale, has it up for sale for $1.75 million. Mid-century sanctuary. Think Southeast Asia meets South Florida. Was purchased for $300,000 back in 2007. 2-bedroom, 3-bath home was built in 1952. Sits on about a quarter of an acre of land. 1,600 square feet, features 2 bedrooms, home office, bedroom, plus a landscape garden and pool. And as an added bonus, it comes furnished. The home was designed as a personal sanctuary. Design details include wood finishes with an indoor-outdoor flow. Isn't that cool? And a horse turf sculpture out front. Panazzo loves the property property, but he says it's time to return to the high-rise, low-maintenance living.
And he said goodbye to Babe, which sticks, man. You get that dumb joke, and we have more dumb jokes tomorrow. That does it for our show.
Topiary.
Topiary, that's the name of it. Y'all take care. We'll see you. We'll look at you. Bye-bye.